Hey guys, it's Jenny Silver, and today I have an update for those of you in the state of California on all of the major issues with the California EDD. Now, you guys, it is no secret that there is a plethora of issues impacting your unemployment claims with the California EDD right now. So I want to give you an update on all of the major issues. Now, I don't have all of the answers, but I am going to let you know a compilation of information that we do have at this point in time from the California EDD. As usual, I am not a California EDD representative, and I do not work for the EDD, so it is always best to call them with your questions. But all of my information is cross-referenced between their press releases, their website, news articles, Department of Labor information, and various other sources. First off, let's talk about the 11-week extension. If you're in Phase 1, which is the first set of claims to receive the extension applied to your account, that means that you're an individual who had a remaining balance at the end of December. Now, if you had a remaining balance at the end of December when the CARES Act expired, the EDD has stated that you are within the first group to receive the extension added into your account. The EDD has stated in their most recent press release the following: Phase 1 of the rollout has been completed. That includes those who still had a balance remaining on their PUA or PEUC claims on December 26th, along with new claimants. And EDD continues to sweep our system daily for adding the up to 11 weeks for those running out of their initial PUA or PEUC claims. They contradict themselves here, and it gets a little confusing. First, they say that they have finished the rollout of Phase 1, and then they say, but they are continuing to sweep the system for claims that don't have the extension yet. So, if you did not have the extension applied to your claim balance already, most likely you are a traditional unemployment or PEUC claimant. That will mean that you have to get all the way down to a $0 balance first. Once you get all the way down to a $0 balance, within about a week, you should receive a notification from the EDD letting you know that you've been approved for the extension. About a week after, you should be able to certify. You may still see a $0 balance when it comes time to certify, but if you do, it should fund shortly thereafter. So what if you were in Phase 1 and you were not seeing the extension come? Well, if you were PUA and you had a remaining balance and you have reached 0, if you don't receive a notification within a week after reaching 0 claim balance, then I would call in to customer service. Now, for those of you that have reached the end of your full 12-month year's worth of benefits, it is most likely necessary for you to file a new claim. The EDD has stated on their website that they want you to file a new claim if you have reached the end of your benefit year. So how can you find your benefit year? Go to UI Online and you can see the first date that your claim began. 12 months from that is the end of your benefit year. If you are uncertain if you should in fact file a new claim, you can call into customer service and ask them, and if you are required to file a new claim, they can walk you through the process on the phone. So what about Phase 2 claimants for the extension? If you're in Phase 2, that means that you had a $0 balance when the CARES Act expired at the end of December. If you had a $0 balance at the end of December, you are among the second group of people to have the extension applied to their claims. Yesterday, the EDD released a press release which finally gave us a date as to when these claimants will begin to see that additional extension applied to their claims. Unfortunately, they have stated to allow up until March 7th to have the extension applied to your claim. They stated EDD will be sending out emails next week to impacted individuals notifying them of the Phase 2 extension of federal benefit programs is coming, and to look for the chance to start certifying for benefits by March 7th, 2021. That means that it could come sooner, and I really hope that it does, but they are taking up until March 7th to give you the ability to certify. Yes, that means that the 11-week extension, which 11 weeks from December 27th is claim week ending March 13th, but you can use the benefits up until claim week ending April 10th, is getting paid out to you right at the end of the extension. So you will receive retroactive back pay starting with claim week starting December 27th and on. So no, you are not missing out on the weeks that have already happened. You will be receiving them late in the form of retroactive certifications. Yes, it will include the $300 boost for claim weeks starting December 27th and onward. So why are they taking so long to do this? Yesterday's press release states that they essentially have to establish new claims for all of these phase 2 claimants in order to pay out the additional extension. Next, let's talk about Fed Ed claimants. If you're on a Fed Ed extension, your Fed Ed extension is for up to 20 weeks. Your 20-week extension is going to continue to be paid out to you. If you reach the end of your Fed Ed extension and it is still before claim week ending March 13th, then you will be enrolled into the up to 11-week extension. However, the claim balance for the 11-week extension can only be used up until claim week ending April 10th. Once you reach 0 with your Fed Ed extension, I would anticipate that you would receive a letter awarding you the extension about 1 week later and then be able to certify for benefits the following week. Next, let's talk about suspended claims due to ID verification. If you were among one of the 1.4 million claims that had your account suspended so that you could undergo an ID verification, there may be a reason why you are still pending, even if you completed your verification. Number one, the EDD will take up to 30 days to clear the suspension from your account after ID.me has verified you as having verified your identity. ID.me will send you an email confirmation that you have completed your verification. Keep in mind that that does not mean that the suspension has been lifted from your account. Once ID.me sends you that information, it can then take the EDD up to 30 days to remove the hold on your claim. Once the EDD has removed the hold on your claim, they will send you a text message. Most claimants are not reporting this to take a full 30 days, but are reporting it to take closer to about 2 weeks. Once EDD sends you that text message, any payments that you have stuck in pending will move to paid within 48 business hours. I want to make sure you guys understand that ID.me will send you an email confirmation stating that they have verified you upon successful completion of ID.me. If you don't receive that immediate confirmation that ID.me has verified you, then most likely you skipped a step in the process. Many claimants do not realize that after you complete your photo of your ID documents and your video selfie, that you must then return to your browser and complete an additional step. So make sure that you have received the confirmation email from ID.me to ensure that you completed it properly. If you are having trouble verifying your ID with ID.me, I want to remind you of a few key things that can impact you getting approved easily. Number one is to make sure that you take your ID photo when they ask you to take a photo with your cell phone, that you take it with your phone in portrait orientation, straight up and down. Do not turn your phone sideways because ID.me requests for a portrait orientation photo of your horizontal ID. So it seems a little bit strange, but if they're rejecting your photo, it could be due to that. Number two, putting your ID on a dark background will make it stand out more and will allow your camera to pick up the contrast and detail in the photo a little better. Number three, if you appear different than your ID, your video selfie may be rejected. If you have a beard and you didn't have a beard in your ID photo, shave your beard. And if you are stuck on hold with ID.me waiting for a video chat, now not everyone is required to do a video chat in order to verify yourself with a trusted, I think they call them trusted referees with ID.me. Not everyone is required to do that, but if you are required to do that, it seems to be that the best time to call in for that is before 5 a.m. Before 5 a.m. has been reported to me from subscribers to be the best time to call in when there's the least amount of wait time. Now, EDD in their most recent press release has identified a few reasons why your ID verification could get rejected. One of them I want to take careful note of because it could be impacting you. If you have a freeze on your credit report, your ID verification could be rejected. Unsuccessful verification attempts may be due to many reasons, including submitting an unreadable photo, submitting a phone number that is not associated with the individual's name and address, credit report is locked, frozen, or contains erroneous information, individuals are already verified with ID.me, or had an error or typo on their submission. Now, what if you did DocuSign? What if you did not get an ID.me link from the EDD? Well, it's not exactly clear if you absolutely have to use DocuSign or if you can just use the EDD's ID.me link and do it yourself on your own. I'm including EDD's ID.me link in the video description in case you want to try it as another option. Keep in mind that ID.me, their regular website, and their EDD specific website are two different things. Do not verify on their regular website. Use the EDD specific link. You want to make sure that you comply with exactly what the EDD asks you to do. So if you're given a DocuSign link, do not ignore it. If you try the EDD ID.me link, then do it in addition to complying with their DocuSign requirements. DocuSign can take up to 8 weeks to be approved, so it does unfortunately take much longer. Next, let's talk about those of you that are undergoing a pending status on your payments. Pending statuses can be due to a variety of reasons. Number one, if you're awaiting an ID verification and your account is suspended but you have pending certifications, then you might still need to wait that up to 30 days for the EDD to lift your suspension and move your payments from pending to paid. If you're not subject to an ID verification, your payments could be pending because you have reached the end of your benefit year. If you have reached the end of your benefit year, you would need to refile a new application. If you're pending and it's not due to either of those two reasons, the EDD may require more information from you. You may need to either call into customer service or await them to contact you for a phone interview, but I would recommend calling into customer service to get it cleared as quickly as possible. Now, the EDD had suspended for a 4-month period a function within their systems which stopped payments from going out to claimants they believed could be potentially fraudulent. This feature is known as a stop payment alert. And if your claim undergoes a stop payment alert, your payments will be stuck in pending and eventually could move to disqualified or not paid. The reason why you could be stuck in pending here could be for a variety of reasons, but the main ones seem to include, number one, an eligibility issue. In their most recent press release, the EDD states that they are alerting claimants that delays can occur in issuing payments on a claim when eligibility issues arise. Individuals may see their claim enter a pending status as EDD is required to return to conducting phone interviews with claimants to investigate any potential issue with their eligibility for payments. This could mean that you need to provide more information to them about your reasons for being unemployed, about your net income as a self-employed individual, about your reason for leaving your prior job, or about how you answered some key certification questions. Specifically, if you answered no to are you looking for work and are you able to work. Even if the EDD told you that you did not have to look for work, your account can undergo a stop payment alert if you answer no to are you looking for work or are you able to work. Now, if you are flagged due to that issue, the EDD will require it to ask you some questions over the phone. If you call into customer service on this, it will not disqualify you from collecting benefits if you answered no, but they will need to gather more information from you to ensure that it is due to a qualifying COVID reason. If you are stuck in pending and you have if you are stuck in pending and it's not due to an ID verification issue, you have not reached the end of your claim year, then I would call into customer service. Most likely there is some sort of an issue that you need to have cleared with customer service. So, given the fact that stop payment alerts are back in operation and your claim could get flagged due to how you answer a certification question, how should you certify? Well, I still stand by what I said about 6 months ago, which is that I would strongly advocate that you always answer that yes, you are able to work and yes, you are looking for work. And then back it up by actually looking for work. Now, the EDD will allow you to skip over the work search history. It is safest to answer that you are looking for work and actually look for work so that there are no possible delays due to stop payment alerts. Next, let's talk about those of you that are seeing the reopen claim button. The EDD issued a statement that the reopen claim button is a glitch in their system that is popping up for PUA and PEUC recipients who had a claim balance at the end of the CARES Act. They stated that if you did not certify for 30 days, then you would need to reopen your claim. But if you were in the group of claimants that had a claim balance on a PUA or PEUC claim at the end of the CARES Act, that this was in fact a glitch, that you were not to touch it and that it would clear on its own. For claimants that did click this button, most likely you will see a delay or lapse in your certifications. There will be several weeks where you aren't able to certify, and then in order to fix that, you can either wait and EDD customer service will fix it automatically for you in the future. However, we do not have a date, or and what is better is to call into customer service and let them know this issue and they will fix it over the phone for you. Now, the EDD posted on Twitter the other day that if you have not certified for 30 days or more, that you will need to reopen your claim. Well, many of you, due to the lapse in receiving the extension, have now not certified for 30 days. So you are asking me, should you click the reopen claim button? Seeing as how I'm not a customer service representative and all of my information is sourced from what they have published, from what I have seen, if you are a PUA or PEUC claimant that had a balance at the end of the CARES Act, they have instructed you not to click it. However, not clicking it would mean that you would have to wait for it to go away on its own. So what is best to do is to, number one, not click it, and number two, call into customer service. If you are supposed to click it, then they will inform you that, but most likely they will clear it from your account over the phone, which will then allow you to certify. Next, let's talk about those of you who cannot get through on the phone line. If you cannot get through on the phone line, I still recommend that you call closer to closing time. Now, the EDD states that they are open 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. 7 days a week. However, they have been closing the phone lines early. On many days, they change their voice recording to state that they close at various hours. Unfortunately, it has been inconsistent. Call all throughout the day. However, most people seem to have lost their stamina on calling in by about 4 p.m. If you call in after 4 p.m., closer to closing, it seems to be a higher likelihood that you will get through to a representative. Next, use menu options 1, 2, and 4. If you use menu options 1, 2, and 4, people are reporting back that they are getting through the phone line the fastest. Next, if you speak Spanish, use the Spanish line. This phone line seems to have a lower level of traffic and is answered faster. So I would use 1-800-300-5616 with menu options 1, 2, and 4. Next, if you are unable to get through the phone line, you can also try Shelly's Millions trick. I'm going to go ahead and link that video in the video description for you because she has a different hack to get through at the different phone line. So go ahead and click over and view that video. It's not my information, so I'm not going to share it, but I want you to go over and view her video there in case that trick helps you to get through. And if you're having trouble getting through on the customer service phone line, please contact your assembly member. I'm going to leave the link and how to contact and locate them in the video description down below. In most cases, the assembly members have been doing a great job as acting as a liaison between the claimants and the EDD when they cannot reach them through customer service. Next, let's address those of you that are receiving overpayment notices. If you receive an overpayment notice, it could be due to either your weekly benefit award amount being miscalculated. Now, in many cases, this is due to applicants providing in their original application their gross earnings instead of their net earnings as a self-employed individual. For others, this could be due to reporting income at a later time and having to pay back the benefits you received during that week, or from withholding information and not reporting income and having an employer report it to the EDD. This also could be due to you not complying with some form of information request that the EDD needed from you, such as verifying your ID, or sending documents verifying your income. Now, what about an overpayment waiver? During the last stimulus bill, the option to grant an overpayment waiver was extended to the states. These states have the choice to use the overpayment waiver or not. California EDD has stated that they will be providing the option for an overpayment waiver. However, they have not specified any program specifics on this yet. We do not have any details or way to apply for this yet. Once they do share details on this, I will be sure to create a video for it. What about those of you who are mixed earners, who are wondering when the MEUC additional $100 per week boost for mixed earners is going to begin? The last stimulus bill granted the EDD the option to pay out mixed earners, which means that you had both self-employment income and W-2 income, so you were classified as a W-2 earner and all of your self-employment income was ignored. EDD has the option to grant you an additional $100 mixed earner unemployment compensation boost, MEUC. They do not have this program up and running yet. They will be creating it, but as of right now, they unfortunately have no additional information on this. What about those of you who are receiving a notification from the EDD and UI Online asking you for additional information? This could be self-employment verification, proof of income, or other documents that they require. While these notices vary according to what the subject is, but in general, make sure that you comply with the EDD's timeline for obtaining these documents, because your benefits could not only be suspended, but you could be required to pay back all of the benefits that you have received if they deem that you were not eligible. So make sure that you comply with the information that they're requesting of you. Lastly, I want to encourage you to share the petition that I started. Video description contains the link to view my open letter video and also the petition. So please share it everywhere you possibly can. Share it in your social media, share it in any groups that you're a part of that discuss EDD related content. Share it to news stations. Please email them the petition so that they know that they can reach out to me or promote the petition as well. Please also share it to your California state representatives. Okay, guys, I hope that was helpful. Please click like, subscribe, and leave me a comment down below. Oh, he's so big. He's so big. D. Go, be free. Be free. Be free. It's a plethora of issues. Yes, a plethora. They can walk you through the process on the phone if you ever get through.